Today on the channel, I'm finally taking a look at that 500D 26-liter GR2 that I've had for a while, multicam black. It's a fantastic bag, and by far the best ever size and configuration for everyday carry and weekend travel, and I'll fight you on that. No, I won't fight you on that. There's a lot of great bags out there. So today, do three things. First, explain to you why I think that's the best bag ever. Two, why the 500D is my favorite fabric in a GR2. And finally, yes, there's more. We're gonna take a look at the size of the GR2, that 26-liter size, compared to the GR1s. It's very unique. Take a look, let's do it. All right, so we're finally doing it. We're finally gonna review the GR2 26-liter 500D in the best color, multicam black. So it's been a while. You've seen this in a couple other videos. I've packed that a few times. This is the dedicated GR2 500D video. And now I'm gonna do a couple things that I haven't done in the other videos just to kind of break it up. But this is gonna be not a really a pack out of a long-term use of the GR2, but this is an everyday carry weekender mode view, and really to show you that this is by far the best GR2 for everyday carry mode, just because of its size and capabilities and loadout of the different pockets. So that's what we're going to show you today. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you why the 500D, or I'm going to just talk about the 500D as really the best option for this bag, and explain why. And then the last thing I'm going to do is kind of set this up in terms of sizing next to a couple other bags, really the GR1, the 26-liter size, and the 21-liter size, just to show you that this size by far is the best version for everyday carry mode because of the capabilities that it provides. So let's get to it. Let's look at the GR2 26-liter as a standalone everyday carry bag and weekender mode bag. Let's do it. All right, so right now inside this GR2 26-liter is my standard loadout with just plenty of extra room for things, and plus I actually put a couple bigger items in here that I didn't anticipate being able to fit. So let's tear it apart to really show you. I've had other videos on the GR2. You can look at them here. They're a little older, but this is going to be a look at the newest version. And really, GORUCK has started making some of their bags in 500D. The reason 500D is so awesome for the GR2s is because you have multiple layers of fabric that make up this bag. And so really, I don't mind the fact that it's a lighter grade, a lighter material and fabric that makes up this bag. It is a little bit smoother. It might not tear up your clothes like other people complain about. 1000D is an 80 grit sandpaper kind of a fabric. I really don't have that kind of problem, but I do think this is a little bit smoother of a fabric. I do think that it feels more worn in right out of the box compared to 1000D that just is more rigid. I do think that this fabric will last just as long as 1000D in my cases. Of just constant travel, everyday use, and really the only thing that I would be hesitant about is just total ruck and abuse using a 500D bag. But the version 4 of the Rucker, which I kind of gave a little preview video of that's coming out, there actually came out one with 500D, so I actually ordered that one, so I'm looking forward to getting that bag, totally abusing the crap out of it to see what it looks like after I do that. So, but in a normal everyday carry mode, this 500D is just gonna be just fine. Plus it's got a scars guarantee, so anything happens to it fabric wise or seams, you can send it back and they'll fix it, you know, for no questions asked. So that's really why you're gonna spend money on this bag in particular compared to others. So this is the gold standard for me that I'm gonna compare other bags against. You may have seen previous videos that compare the Mystery Ranch Summit 26 against this, so this is what we're going to do. This is, again, the gold standard for me of bags from GORUCK in terms of everyday carry and travel mode. I do love the GR1s, and I've got plenty of those, but the GR2 and the 26-liter really has been my go-to bag just for almost everything. So let's take a look. Outside wise, compared to every other GR2 you've seen, it's no different. Beefy straps, laptop compartment, which is really cool. Love the laptop compartment, and that's where my iPad Pro, the biggest version, fits, so I can edit on the road. I do everything on the iPad Pro. This one did not come with a sternum strap, so I added that. I had one laying around, but of course you got to put it on there right. If you don't know how to install a sternum strap, got a video for that. But this is, because I'm going to just carry it all the time and want that ability, I'm going to use a sternum strap. If it's a lighter carry mode, I may not even need it. In fact, who knows if it's going to stay on there long term. Beefy straps, just like every other GORUCK bag that you expect. No different here. The ability with this bag, I've got the webbing. Most of their bags do, unless it's a slick. Could put a waist belt, a hip belt on there with the side webbing, and you could also put a water bottle holder. I kind of like the slick look. The ability to have it, great, but I just don't typically put stuff on there because I just don't want it to, you know, look terribly ugly. So on the front, you've got this slash pocket, which I usually use for maybe a iPad mini or some quick reaction items that I might need. I don't typically put stuff on the front either, but you could put other field pockets on there if you wanted extra capacity. I don't typically need that. The handle is really nice as well, and it's sewn in and provides a little bit of space in there for you to grab it. And that's again a big plus for me, as I've used other bags. I'm testing out and using this Axiom 24 from Triple Design, and that's, you know, again, one of my biggest negatives. It just doesn't provide you the same ability to grab. There's a bladder opening here, so if you were going to use this for rucking or for a longer hike, you could route your bladder hose to the front, use web dominators, attach it to the front, and then you're all good to go. No slash pocket or no stash pocket that some of the other special editions have, so that's kind of a negative. You used to be able to have this done by Scars, but I guess they stopped doing that because it's very complicated. JT in Seoul had that done on his, and a big fan of that. And, you know, a couple other things he did. He had that added, and then maybe some side handles. So that might be something I would add to this in future. Side handles in black would be something if this was my go-to everyday bag. Right now I don't have an everyday go-to bag because there's just so many bags out there. But this is what you get out of a GR2. Now, again, when I get to the sizing, we'll talk about more, but you can tell that this bag is a little bit thicker. This is essentially a GR1 21 liter with this extra compartment sewn on the front. So that's what you're going to see on the inside when we get to the inside of the bag. But I'm going to show you the inside features as I kind of show you how I pack this out. This again is in really weekender mode with my standard loadout plus. Got a video on what the standard loadout is, but basically it's everything that you need for a few days, including workout gear. I've got an extra pair of running shoes in here, and definitely a lot of toiletry items and power options and camera gear. It was also fit in here, and a water bottle. It's all in here. So let's just take a look from the inside. From the top to the bottom, the very front of the bag, you'll see, and again, I don't have anything in here. This would be a boarding pass pocket, maybe AirPods, something quick that I would need to get. 500D just makes this bag open up really nicely, and you can manipulate all the layers. It's just really nice. This front inside pocket would normally be my AirPods, maybe keys if I had them, or a wallet or some other passport would be typically in here in this front pocket. The one thing you have to be careful about GR2s, and I've mentioned this before, is, of course, there's an extra hat because, you know, I got to cover the head. This front sewn in pocket that is very unique to the GR2s, and I'm a big fan of that. It's sewn in there, not removable, not padded like a padded field pocket, but I normally carry things in there. In fact, what do I have in here on weekender mode is my DOP kit that I carry in the Echo field pocket. So that's what goes in here. But when you pack this out, if you pack this pocket out and you pack this interior zip pocket out, it just becomes very bulky and tough to zip. So I don't typically carry a ton of items in here, but I do carry something in this pocket, and normally if I was going to use this in everyday carry mode, I would have those items typically in here because it's just so easy to get to. While it's completely zipped up, you can just unzip the top, unzip this pocket, and get into these top two pockets really easily if you were using this in everyday carry mode, and so that's what typically people do. Inside has a zip pocket, and again, this is where the everyday carry modes of the GR2 really are awesome because you have these zip pockets, one and you can access from this side, and then the other one that's on the inside flap here you access from the other side. So you kind of choose, you know, an adventure when it comes to that. What else do I have in the front? big Nalgene bottle so I can stay hydrated on the road. And then the other thing that is great about the inside front flap area on all the GR2s is you can carry some other peripherals in a tech pouch. In this case, the Evergoods Egg Cap 2 fits perfectly for me, and it fits in there. One thing, backing up, this 500D has a ballistic bottom. Totally forgot to mention this. The ballistic bottom on this really makes this bag stand out in terms of material. If you're concerned about the 500D, again, back in the 500D realm, this thing's got a ballistic bottom, so you can just throw this thing on the ground and forget it. So, but this Cap 2 from Evergoods is, to me, the perfect size. I've tried the a Step 22 tech pouch. It's just a little too thick, too deep for this, so that's not normally what I use in there. Now, if you were going to go in everyday carry mode, I would normally have all these pockets decked out, because what this layout of this bag does is it really allows you to customize how you're going to do it. Now, if I was going to use this everyday carry mode, I wouldn't need this wire dop from GORUCK, which you can slide into all these pockets if you needed to, for just if you needed everything to stow and go. But if I was going to live out of this bag, everything that I have in here in terms of the Apple charging, some Apple Watch stuff, other charging bricks and charging cords, I wouldn't necessarily need to carry this because I could put them all in these individual pockets, and that's how I would do it. That's what I've done when I've traveled before. So that's the front area, and then again, this bigger area is really where the genius is. Now, I've showed you shooter, or in previous videos I've shown a shooter version which has a frame sheet in the middle. This one doesn't have that, so it's very pliable, very flexible, so you can do whatever you want to. And again, the standard GR2s have these mesh pockets on the inside, so you can further increase your storage. The Kaiden doesn't have that. That's one negative about the Kaiden, that it's missing these pockets. But you can put more stuff in here to further enhance your everyday carry mode. Now again, look at this thing, man. This is, again, it's 26 liters, but it's really the 21 liter size of this compartment. And I've got running shoes in here. I've actually got the Step 22 with camera gear and charging stuff inside of it. And then I've got two smaller packing cubes, a larger packing cubes, and running shoes. And that's really everything that's in here. Now the other, what's standard on a GR2, and I'll show you the very real quick, the bottom is this elastic pocket, which you could further use to, you know, segment some of your stuff. If you had a hydration bladder, you could hang it in there, and then Molly, so you could, if you wanted to, lash it another tech pouch in there. Maybe your Kaiden field pocket would mount in there, and so you could have other items inside, so that you could have more items inside this, segmented and in different tech pouches, so you'd be all set to go for whatever you wanted to do. So that's it. That's everything that you can jam into a very capable bag, the GR2 26 liter size. That's it. So let's go to comparing the sizes. All right, so here we are in the lineup. And so you can see very quickly and very easily that the GR2 in the middle here is the same height as this. It's a GR0, but it's essentially the GR1 20 liter. Identical height for your back. So if you are a big lover of the 21 liter size for your torso height, then the 26 liter basically takes this same bag that you love and adds this front compartment to increase the capacity and really the overall organization of this bag dramatically. So if you want more capacity out of your GR1 21 liter, and that's the best size for you, definitely consider the 26 liter, because this next to it, this is the GRXC1 26 liter, and you can see it's way taller. So if this bag is, if your 21 liter fits you perfectly and the 26 liter is too big, then there you go. And this is, again, these are the same capacity size bags, and I've done a video on this before to show you how a 26 liter bag packs out in both modes, so you can check that out, because that's it was a pretty interesting pack out. But again, if the size of the bag matters to you because of your torso height, and you're a little shorter, then maybe this 26 liter and the GR2 would be the right bag for you to increase your volume without increasing the height of the bag. So that's kind of one thing people mostly gloss over, is the size of the bag on your back. And for me, this 21 liter is really a great fitting bag. The 26 liter, I'm kind of in between sizes if you ask me. And so they both fit great, but the 21 liter size, or in this case, the 26 liter GR2 fits me best. And that's why I love this bag going on trips, just because it's, you know, just more capacity in a better fitting bag. So there it is. That's the 26 liter GR2, my favorite size in the GR2 for everyday travel. And normally, if I'm doing everything from less than 3 days and less, probably this is the bag that's going with me, because I can just do everything. Pack my gear, pack my clothes, put toiletries, have everything segmented in places that I need, can react to and get things quickly. So this is the best size for me. If I'm going anything more than 3 days, then I pick a 34 liter. And that reminds me, I've got a video coming out soon on the 34 liter Kaiden, and I'm going to compare it again, this time to the 34 liter shooter. So that's coming out in weeks. So you'll see that coming soon. So that's the GORUCK GR2 26 liter. Hope you liked that video. So that was it. That's the sweaty edition of a video by JB, what the GR2 26 liter looks like and why it's my favorite bag. And really what I wanted to get out there was the size difference, why you might think the 26 liter GR2 is better for you compared to the GR1 26 liter. Anyway, that's it. A quick look. Wanted to finally get that out there. I'm gonna finish up the 7-mile ruck, 45 pounds. And yeah, enjoy the weather. It's not sunny, but who wants to be sunny and hot when you're out here for 7 miles? So enjoy the day. See ya. All right, so there it was. So there you go. That was it. That is the. All right, so.